Welcome, everybody, to the fourth episode of the Monday Show. As usual, I'm your host, Troy Everett Loxton. Joining me is Raul Rodriguez. Good morning, man. How are you?
Good morning, Troy. How was your weekend?
Oh, well, we were kind of talking about it earlier, but this week has just felt like just so long and so slow. It's been it's been pretty tough.
It felt like a season of Pretty Little Liars. There was two seasons that took over a November in a month. That was two seasons of Pretty Little Liars took place on November.
But yeah, man. This week, and I mean, other than like just events and like the world and stuff, we had a bunch of movies come out.
Yeah.
So why don't we just jump into the first segment here? There's no place like the cinema. Did you happen to see The Mountain Between Us this week?
No, I didn't saw it.
Oh, well, that's good because I'm not gonna lie. I think I told you this earlier, but I was kind of looking forward to seeing this, and I actually looked on the last podcast, and I was like, I actually said like the premise sounded really awesome, and then for those that don't know, The Mountain Between Us was a movie that just came out starring Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. The premise is stranded after a tragic plane crash, two strangers must forge a connection to survive the extreme elements of a remote snow-covered mountain. When they realize help is not coming, they embark on a journey across, the wilderness. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be more of like a 127 hours type survival movie.
You thought that Idris Elba was gonna eat Kate Winslet?
Oh my god, can you imagine? That would be awesome. That would be so cool. And it's not. It's a love story. It's a romance. And I fell asleep, so I don't even really remember half the movie. Because I watched, like, the first 15 minutes, and then, like, the plane crashed, and, they were surviving, and then Kate Winslet was, like, gonna go take the dog for a walk, because there's a dog, and then I fell asleep. I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and all of a sudden, and I mean, spoiler alert, but I don't want really anyone to see this anyway, but I woke up, and then they're, like, in a diner, and they're just sitting there talking, and then the credits happened, and I'm like, what?
They survived?
Yeah, I don't know. I maybe it was a dream sequence, like, I couldn't tell you, because I don't know any of the, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't like it. I was bored. I can't say I might. I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch it or like finish it or rewatch it to see if what happened. Just because it was just so boring. But I'll tell you what. Like the performances that I saw, obviously they were fantastic. You're never going to get a bad performance out of Idris Elba or Kate Winslet.
I'm still gonna see it because Movie Pass, baby.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 12 seconds in, and we've already mentioned Movie Pass. Please sponsor us, Movie Pass.
Oh yeah, because that will be my catchphrase. Movie Pass, baby.
Yeah, the Monday Show, and then in quotes. But yeah, I'm not going to tell people not to go see any movie. I mean, obviously I did, but everyone should make their own opinion up for a movie. So yeah, go see it. But yeah, just know it's not going to be a survival action. Well, not action, but it's not going to be like hard to
like
watch.
The Grey.
It's yeah, exactly. It's going to be two people falling in love and in the cold.
Oh, they found love in a hopeless place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Rihanna song.
But yeah, no, that's The Mountain Between Us. That was I would probably give it a. I can't even really score it because I haven't seen it really. So, yeah, let's just move on.
Now, let's move on to another movie talking about sleep. The My Little Pony.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
God. First, thank you T-Mobile for the free ticket. I went
to
those
T-Mobile.
recliner seats in Universal Studios and the Universal Cinema. They were comfortable. I saw the first half hour of My Little Pony.
Mm-hmm. Was it good?
The first thing that I can say is that it makes Dora the Explorer and Gravity Falls. No, it makes Gravity Falls as an R-rated animated movie because My Little Pony was so childish.
Wow.
Like I was like, wow, I need to be like a 3-year-old to understand these jokes. Like they were so childish. And the only character that I enjoyed was the evil pony without a horn. She was, I think it was voiced by Emily Blunt.
Mm.
And when she starts to destroying the Ponyville, I don't remember the name of the place. I was like,
yeah, Ponyville.
I want to see some pony deaths, and they were only turning them into stones. I was like, boo.
Is your favorite Tempest Shadow? Is that her name?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, the My Little Pony movie is about a dark force threatens Ponyville, and the main six embark on an unforgettable journey beyond Equestria, where they meet new friends and exciting challenges on a quest to use the magic of friendship to save their home. I'm actually just surprised at the cast, because you got Emily Blunt and Taye Diggs and what's his name?
It was Sia.
Sia, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
also with her hair. She's a pony with that hairdo. You cannot see her eyes.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. And Ray Donovan's in it too, right? Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, I think he's the villain. Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber.
Because there's another villain. Like I think he's like a monkey. I don't remember. And so, when they meet Taye Diggs, that he's the sexy cat. He's like a
he's
Han
Capper.
Solo. He's like a Han Solo Aladdin crossover, but he's very sexy. The way that he moves, I was like, is he gonna pump a pony? And I was like, no, this is a G-rated movie. I was like, damn it. After that cat betrays the ponies, I fell asleep. That's the part I don't remember. And I woke up when that evil pony tries to destroy all of the other ponies that got the magic that she needed. I was like, holy crap, how much did I sleep? And then they destroy the other villain. The evil pony sacrifices herself, but at the end, the Rainbow Bride, I forgot her name.
Rainbow Dash?
That one. The Rainbow
also,
Dash.
just because I don't want people to think I know this stuff, I have the IMDb up in front of me. I really, I'm not a brony.
Yeah, and also this movie didn't convert me into a brony, but Troy, man, there were some bronies next to me. They were analyzing the movie, and at the end, they were analyzing like the juxtaposition of all of the movie, how it's gonna change the show. I was like,
oh my goodness,
what the fuck? I was like, I think that's me when I talk about Pretty Little Liars. So like, damn.
I mean, yeah, that's cool. I'm glad there's grown men that want to analyze ponies. That's cool. They could do.
Yeah,
you know, everyone likes their things.
They weren't dressed as ponies, so that was okay.
Oh, okay, good. I feel like if I ever see this movie, I would have to dress up like Rainbow Dash or Chocolate Swirl or Applejack.
I would dress as the evil pony.
The evil one.
Oh, that's like a nice dark purple. I like that color.
Overall, though, what would you rate? I guess you didn't really finish it either.
I would give it a 5 out of 10. It was like a man.
That's actually probably what I would give The Mountain Between Us as well, considering.
Yeah, and also let's move over because the Blade Runner is a big talk. I'm gonna go to the other movie that I saw.
Yeah.
Victoria and Abdul with Judi Dench.
Yeah, I didn't actually. I've never heard of this. What's it about?
It's about when Queen Victoria in 1895 is when her started like the whole movement of how the British Empire conquest India. And so there's a young man in India that he needs to deliver a present to Queen Victoria. And so he goes, but Queen Victoria makes an eye on him and he wants to know more about him. And so, she wants to know more about India. So him becomes into his munchie. A munchie, he's like a teacher. It's like a term for a teacher in India.
Mm-hmm.
And so she shows her the different languages that they use in India. She shows her the traditions, and they start a great friendship. But at the same time, the whole servants and the son of the queen, they hate him and they want to destroy him, and that's the whole story.
Huh.
I don't want to tell you anymore because it's a very heartwarming movie, very charming, very funny.
Awesome.
And also that ending is very sad. I was like, damn.
Wow.
I was like, even though I didn't cry because I have to cry like for a really, really sad ending, like an ending that I didn't saw coming.
Yeah. Oh,
that ending I saw coming.
Dumbledore's
but it was
in
a
it.
little sad. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I've never heard of it. How about the Judi Dench? She probably was awesome, right?
Oh yeah, she was great. She was really funny. Like I always see her in very serious movies, and she was like laughing, even a smile. And I was like, this is another Judi Dench that I have seen in a lot of movies.
Wow.
And I would really be glad if she has like a Golden Globe nomination or like an Oscar nomination because
it's the perfect time. Yeah, it's the perfect time for that kind of stuff to start happening.
And also the guy he's the Hindu guy. That would be awesome because I think that he's like a first movie.
Let's see.
I think he's like his debut. I don't know.
Ali Fazal is his name.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a huge Bollywood star. Let me just double check here though. He he was in, I don't know if he was a member, but he was in Three Idiots, which is a really good Bollywood film.
Oh, talking about Three Idiots, I haven't seen the original from Bollywood, but I saw the Mexican version, and it's very funny. I was like, I need to see the Bollywood one.
Yeah, the Bollywood one's awesome. There's an American one that just came out, which was not that great. But the Bollywood one for sure was awesome. But yeah, no,
there's an American one?
Yeah, it came like straight to VOD kind of thing.
Oh, okay. If the Mexican one goes to VOD, I want to send you the link because I really like that.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I love watching different language films and stuff. Like I think it's super awesome. Like to see a different culture and all the movie. Like I love Bollywood and especially Korean films or something that I love.
Oh yeah, I don't remember it was Korean, but Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Oh my god, that's a work of art. I really like that movie.
Yeah, that one was really good. Okay, so Victoria and Abdul, what would you rate it?
8 out of 10.
Oh, awesome! So I'll have to see it.
Yeah, really good movie. It's a movie that if you go into theaters, you can pay the $8 or do the movie pass or like go to a matinee. But it was a good movie. Like if I wouldn't have the movie pass, I would have paid the $10 to see it. And I really like it.
And it's not it's like only an hour and 52 minutes too. So it's not like a super long movie, and it's not super short. Like it's like a good night out. From what you're saying.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like it was that long. It has good rhythm. Like,
oh wow!
It keeps you
a good pace.
It keeps you laughing. Has great pace. For me, it didn't feel like 2 hours. For me, it felt like an hour. It felt like sometimes short because I was like, I wanted to know more about this story.
Yeah. Wow, no, that's cool. I like I said, I had never heard of this movie until you mentioned it. So that's awesome. I'll put it on my watch list for sure. Earlier this week, though, we posted a special video, which I was so excited for, and it's really awesome. But it was for the Monday Show Extra, and we sent you to the premiere of Marshall. And this movie comes out next week, so I don't know if you're like if there was a review embargo or if you're able to talk about it. But why don't you discuss kind of the whole event and go into the behind the scenes of it?
Well, if I remember correctly, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
And also I released a reaction to Stardust like that same day.
Okay,
so
cool.
If I would have already got like a demand or something, I would have already got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And so I'm not gonna go like to spoilers or like saying the whole plot. I'm only gonna say the things that I like and that's it. Like.
Okay, here. Well, let me kind of read the like the log line of what it's about, just for people that don't really know. But it's about a young Thurgood Marshall. He's the first African American Supreme Court justice, and it's his story of battling through his career, and it stars Chadwick Boseman, Josh Gad, Kate Hudson, Sterling K. Brown, Dan Steven. It actually has a really, really good cast. But the floor is yours, Raul.
Yeah, and so I was that day. I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was last Monday, and so I was already went to an interview, and after that I was like, no, I have the time to go to the premiere. So I went to make the line, and then was waiting a long time because I got early. I got like around 3 p.m. And also you have to make the line earlier to get a seat.
Yeah, to get good. Yeah.
And so then I was like, I went in, you seen the whole video, and then when I got my ticket, I was like, hey, I hope it's one of the farthest from the screen, like one of the back. And then I noticed, like, they told me, no, it's downstairs. I was like, okay. And then I went down, I was like, I'm in the front. And then when I saw the seat, I was like, I'm in a corner. I was like, damn, I'm not gonna see the movie well here. And then it's when I noticed, when I met the one that portrays the wife of the Marshall.
Yeah.
She was there and I took a photo with her. And then the one that portrays the friend from Kate Hudson, I took a photo with her in the movie. And then like 15 minutes later, a lot of people started to show in. And I saw a lot of people like scrambling in front of me. I was like, okay. And then I heard someone on the back. I was like, huh. And I turn around. At first, I see Josh Gad. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. And because I really like Josh Gad. So
yeah, he's
also
great.
Because I'm a fan of Frozen. Don't kill me, internet.
No.
I like
also,
Frozen.
If you can mention Frozen, because it's great. But the Book of Mormon is so good.
Oh, I need to see the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, that's one of the things he started with, and it's just fantastic.
And so I was like, oh my god. And then I start to walk through the stairs, and then I saw my boy Josie Smollett from Empire, Jamal, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god. I was really fanboying, and I was like, oh my god. I said, I love you, Josie on Empire. I have seen the show since day one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, thank you so much. And I was like, I love Jamal so much. Can we take a photo? I was like, no, thank you. I love. He said, thank you so much, you, for seeing the show. And then I took the photo.
Wow.
I was shaking.
That's awesome.
I took the photo, and then he thanked me. He was so nice.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was almost trying to greet Josh, and then Chadwick Boseman showed up. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, can I take a photo? And I said, with Josh. And I said to Chadwick, can I take a photo of you two? And I was like, I already have both of them on the same place. And I was like, and also there's the main leads.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Wow.
I took the photo, and then I was like, thank you so much. And I greeted both of them. And then after that, the mayor from the city came, and he was telling about that the premiere didn't get canceled because of what happened in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And also he was talking about the violence and like trying to get everybody together. And also he gave like a commemorative plate to celebrate the Marshall Day.
Oh, wow.
And so also not to celebrate the movie, to celebrate the person.
Yeah.
And so, I think one of his grandsons came to get the plate, and then everybody stopped everybody clapped. And also there's like a video when Chadwick Boseman, I was like recording, and then he said, stop it. He was
I know. I
everyone,
saw it.
Stop it.
I saw that. When I saw that in the video, I had to pause it because I was laughing too hard. That was awesome. Like Black Panther, told you to stop recording him. That was amazing.
It would have been awesome if have recorded him and said, I don't care. Like in Black Panther.
No, that's awesome. So let's get into the movie then. What were the things that you enjoyed about it?
First, when like you said the Loxton, because when I saw the trailer, I thought the first part of the movie was gonna be like his past,
Okay.
like how he studied and like how he got to that position to be a lawyer and how he got into that case. No, the movie jumps straight ahead to the case.
Wow.
The first 10 minutes of the movie is they set up Josh Gad's character, and then he gets a proposition by Marshall to help him with the case because Marshall, he cannot be the main lawyer because he's an out-of-state lawyer. And also that's when you make Sterling K. Brown his character, and then he starts to tell his story, and that's the whole movie. Like you see the case, you see the different sides of it. That Jessica doesn't want to be involved in that case because it's gonna ruin his career, and also to be involved with a color in a color case, and also with a color lawyer.
Yeah.
And also seeing also the different sides of the coin also with Marshall, like, and no, the judge doesn't want to side with him. He forbids him to even talk during the trial. Like,
Wow.
Jessica has to do everything, and so at the same time they have to work together, Jessica's character and Marshall, to resolve the case. And also I really like that you see at first, like in the trailer, like the case of what happened with Stanley K. Brown and Kate Hudson, but also it flips because also you have to see it in a different way. And I was like, oh, that's a nice twist. And also because even though it's based on a real story, I didn't know nothing about the real story.
Okay,
And so
yeah.
for me, it kept me engaged, it kept me surprised. Overall, I really like the movie. I would have liked to be a little longer because I wanted to know more about the Marshall's past.
Yeah.
But still was a great story, like to focus only on the trial and also get to know him during
Awesome.
the trial.
Yeah.
A great movie. I really like it. I will give it also an 8 out of 10.
Awesome. So I'll have to watch it then when it comes out next week.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Now, why don't we get into probably what's going to be the longest part of the podcast today?
Oh, the biggie?
Oh, here. I want to hear what you thought about first for Blade Runner. So you watched the first one,
Yeah.
and then saw the second one, right?
Yeah. Okay. First, I saw Blade Runner. I saw the final cut.
Cool.
First one, I really like it. I didn't have any. I have expectations. I was hearing everyone on the internet that people that first saw it, oh my god, this movie's so overrated.
Yeah, that was.
I don't see the masterpiece in it. I was like, okay. I was a little worried when I was watching. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to see it in my way.
Yeah.
So I was getting focused in every shot. Sometimes I went back to some scenes, like to get every single detail. I really like the story, but I like the effects. But the thing that I don't see Blade Runner as a masterpiece. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great special effects, great everything. Harrison Ford,
I agree.
the girl that protects Rachel, everything is great. But it's not a sci-fi masterpiece because there's not a lot of sci-fi in Blade Runner.
That's true.
There's very little. It's seen like it's like
very
everybody
grounded.
says, it's a noir story, but with a little sci-fi.
Yeah.
And so, even though I really like the movie, I will also give it an 8 out of 10, the original Blade Runner, because it get me engaged, it get me interested, and also I can say it was a little slow.
Yeah, that was
the first one.
My biggest problem with the first movie, and like I said, I agree. I give it an 8 out of 10 as well. But yeah, my biggest problem with the original movie is it's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring and not that much happens, and
That's true.
It's more of like one of those movies that you go to experience the tone and you go to experience the atmosphere of the movie and this, and you listen to the score, but it's not really a movie that you get like, for me at least, I wasn't really invested in the story of the first Blade Runner because it was just like it just kept going and going and going. I felt and even though the performance of Harrison Ford and just in general,
Blade Runner 1 feels like a pilot for a TV show that we never saw.
That's a good that's a really good point.
Because it's like an introduction.
It is, yeah. That's why oh my goodness. So what did you think of the new one then? Because I've loved it. I'll play my cards.
Okay, first of all, I saw Blade Runner on Friday and I fell asleep. Because the movie was so damn slow. Like,
it's long.
Damn. No. At least the first Blade Runner has some rhythm. Like, even though it was a little slow and boring,
yes,
the first one, it kept you engaged because you wanted to know more about the evil guy.
That's true.
The blonde guy.
Yeah.
And also know more about Rachel and Deckard. But this one, I was like, wow, they're really focusing. Can we get to some spoilers with the second one?
Yeah. So why don't we? We'll start now. This whole discussion will be spoiler heavy, probably.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to really talk about this movie other than to spoil it. So if you haven't seen Blade Runner 2049, go see it.
Yeah, go see it. Like, the first minute of the movie is a spoiler.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I really, really loved. And before we get into the specifics of it, I love the fact that you don't have to see the first Blade Runner to understand and to understand and to know what's going on in the new one. It was very its own contained personal story, and I love that about it.
Oh, I think the contrary. I think that you needed to see the first one because remember that I told you before seeing the new one that you need to see such short films?
Yes. Well, you don't. I don't think you need to see them, but they're good. They're good to know going into the movie.
Yeah, like for me, like the blackout is like a main plot point.
It
because
is.
They reference the blackout like 4 times during the movie.
Yeah.
And so, and also you get to know more in the other short film about Jared Leto, his character. And going first, and the first time I saw it, I was like, damn, this is so slow. I fell asleep like 4 times. And I only saw like the first part of the movie. And I remember waking up when Harrison Ford showed up. And then I saw the reveal. But the thing that I did, I was like, because I had some points from AMC, technically I saw, without even using the movie pass, I saw Blade Runner on Fire for free.
Cool.
And so I was like, okay, I have a chance to see it again. I'm going to use the movie pass, and I saw it on Sunday. And the thing that I did to keep me awake, I was like, I'm going to focus, like, trying to see like a clue or something.
Oh, sweet.
And then I was like, I'm going to do something for fun. And I got out my notebook, and I was like, I'm going to measure everything that I fell asleep, and I'm going to measure the time of how much that so going to report that I slept 5 times during the first time that I saw it, and I missed 53 minutes of the movie the first time I saw it.
That's like a lot.
Yeah, like for example, the first time I fell asleep was 15 minutes from the first prostitute scene.
Oh my goodness.
They made Gosling to the scene when Ryan Gosling knows about the boy and girl DNA. That whole
oh my goodness
scene, I fell asleep. I got asleep after the trash scene when the assistant was to kill him.
Yeah.
And then I woke up about when the hologram girlfriend starts talking to Gosling, and then I fell asleep again with when Gosling met the doctor of the fake memories.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep again when when the hooker shows up in Ryan Gosling's apartment, they have the three-way.
That was an awesome scene.
And I woke up when Harrison Ford shows up. And I fell asleep again when the hooker saves Gosling. And I woke up when Harrison Ford meets the daughter.
You were probably so confused then. The first time.
Yeah, I was confused. The first time I was like, who's that woman? When the movie ended, I was like, who's that girl? And I remember someone hearing, oh my God, he met his daughter. I was like, what? And I was like, the first time I saw it, I was like, no, this is a very boring movie. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, also, I fell asleep because that day was very long.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that part of the day. And so I was like, okay, I need to see it again, completely focused, completely awake, have a great breakfast. And so that's why I took my notes. I took the notes of everything that I missed, and also I took some questions that I have from it. Like the first, one of my big questions is Jared Leto a replicant or a human that has replicant parts?
Ooh.
That's one of my first questions that I had.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh.
My second question, the thing that I like going into spoilers, I like that Gosling is a replicant.
Yes.
That's the thing that I like, because we're now seeing everything through his eyes.
It was so awesome to see the story, or to have the theme of having this machine be afraid to be a real boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was so, to me, it was so interesting to see it from that point of view. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I loved him being a replicant right away. Also, there's a scene, and for anyone that, and anyone can fight me on this, I don't care, but there's a scene in Blade Runner 2049 that I think is Ryan Gosling's, one of his finest acting performances of all time. And it's when he goes into the furnace and he finds the horse in real life, and it holds onto his face, and his whole face is shaking, and he's so angry. And then later on in the movie, when he finds out that he's not, or that he finds out that he is, that it's when he freaks out when he's talking to the doctor, or the dream girl, or his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and he freaks out. Good. His performance was so good.
Yeah, and also one of my other questions is, because I was because now seeing a second time, because it counts like my first time,
Yeah.
When I saw it yesterday, why does Jared Leto wants to get rid of the kid? Of the kid, the replicant born? And I was like, that's one of my first questions, because at first he wants to see the baby, like the boy or girl that it was born.
Was he trying to kill him? I don't remember. It's been a couple days, but I thought he was just looking for him to
The
see.
first time I noticed, because the assistant, how she wanted also to destroy everything around Ryan Gosling. She also wanted to find the kid. And also remember when Ryan Gosling kills the assistant, for me the name was Angel, and then I heard in a spoiler video that her name was Love or Joy. I don't remember.
Okay.
And
yeah, I don't remember.
I call her the assistant. She was the assistant of Jared Leto, and so
Here, I'll look up her name.
Yeah, the assistant. I really like her performance.
Joy.
At first,
Yeah.
she's.
Oh no! Wait.
She's like the nice assistant secretary, and then she goes really Terminator, really crazy.
Yeah, her character, and she's played by Sylvia Hooks. That's Love, Luv.
And Joy is the
Hologram. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so, not to get them confused. And so, I think that Joy is Ana de Armas, right?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and so I really like her also.
Oh, I also
now the second time that I saw it, I was like, oh, when I saw the three-way scene, I was like, oh, now I get it.
That
But
was
at the
such
same
a
time,
cool visual
I
scene.
make a nitpick. I was like, they're having a hooker three-way. Are they technically ripping off her? Because remember that Scarlett Johansson hires a prostitute to pretend that she's sleeping with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Very, very similar. I think I really liked the visuals. That was so awesome in that scene. And it's such an easy effect that I didn't even really think about ever doing in a scene like that. But it was, and it does not hurt the actress who plays the hooker. Let me just see what her name was.
Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, she was in Black Mirror. She had an episode in that which was fantastic, and she's such a pretty lady. And then combining Anna de Amar's, it was awesome.
One of my also another big question I remember, because that's the thing that I noticed the first and second time I watched it. When Ryan Gosling goes to the apartment in the first scene, a lot of people, they're saying, "You're a skin job, you're Skinner." I remember the other words. All of those people that scream at him are dressed like poor people, like really poor people, like hobos.
Yeah.
And so when the trash people scene happened, they were attacking him in his car. And when the assistant starts to kill them, I was like, are the hobos real humans or are replicants? That was one of my other big questions.
I feel
because if they're real people, I was like, damn.
I think they were. I think the people in, the hooker, right? She was a real person. So I think the poor people, that was the thing, because of the blackout or the whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Society failed, and all of the people ended up being poor and living how they did. So I think they were it was actually a really good theme of racism if you look at it, because it's the humans versus the the machines and the that's really cool. The replicants.
Oh, I also, what was my other question? The other thing that I like, how Ryan Gosling character as a replicant fell in love with another fake person that is the hologram.
Yeah. That
is Joy. That's another way to see a different kind of a flip to a romance. I was like, oh. Now the second time I watched it, I was like, that's a different spin on it.
Yeah.
The other thing, one of my nitpicks was when the assistant kills the device where the girlfriend is.
Yeah.
And then he sees the giant hologram of one of her girlfriend naked on the building.
Yeah. Oh, that was so cool.
I was like, wow. At first, LA from the future is very kinky because you can see a big 50-foot naked lady every night. So it was like, that's like a free porn, but also at the same time, a lot of kids can see that naked girl every night. And so
were there even kids in the movie? I don't even remember seeing any kids.
Remember the orphan kids in the trash?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
The orphans?
Yeah, with the guy from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Morgan.
That was also one of my other questions that I have right here. Are the kids also replicants or they're humans?
Oh, I don't. How fast were they working? I don't remember.
Not that fast.
Maybe they were human then. I feel like if they were machines, they would be pumping out.
Yeah, they will be more faster because also I think there's a commentary of all of those kids that work in Japan and in China to make iPhones.
Yeah. No, I agree. I also, that scene that you were talking about with the hologram, that broke my heart. Because having Love step on Joy, and then having that scene of her just his love just gone. Then he has to he has that revenge, and he has that that passion to want to go find it, and then he has to go and see her outside, like, that just broke my heart. It was such a good scene, I thought. Even though,
That's true.
you're right.
Even though I was nitpicking that scene, but also felt a little sad because I was like, wow, you seen like your dead girlfriend.
Yeah. And she doesn't know
reincarnated.
him, right? Like, this is like the Avatar version of her.
Yeah, she's like a new avatar, but at the same time, she's like a prostitute avatar. So,
So
that's that's even more sadder.
Yeah.
And so another thing that I noticed, that Johnny Walker product placement, there was a lot of Johnny Walker product placement throughout the whole movie.
Also, a
And
lot
I was
of
like,
Sony.
oh yeah, the Sony.
There was lots of Sony billboards, I noticed.
Atari,
Yeah.
Pan Am.
Coke.
Yeah, Coke. There was also Coke.
Yeah. The only other thing too, like talking about like his performances and stuff, I could not believe that Harrison Ford actually acted in this movie. I'm not kidding. When he is drowning, I almost was like, oh my! I almost like felt bad for Harrison Ford. I was like, they're making this dude like drown, and I'm sure he's so angry right now in real life. Doesn't want to be on set in his gray T-shirt, and he's drowning. I was so surprised, like that he gave such a heartwarming humanity of a performance. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought too.
Now, my father and I always have some talks when we talk about movies.
Yeah.
And one of the most popular things that he always said, like, how much did he get paid when we're talking about movies, like actors, actresses? And so he said, I told him, Harrison Ford shows up for like 20 minutes during the movie, like 20, 30 minutes. And I was like, I think that they pay him like $20 million to show up. And I was like, I think you're telling the truth, Dad, because the movie cost almost $200 million.
Which is so sad considering it only made $32 million.
And I got it right.
You did.
Going back to the discussion,
but yeah.
One of my main questions, when Harrison Ford shows up and Ryan Gosling is having a drink, he sees like his horse. He sees a lion, a rhinoceros, and an elephant, and he puts the horse next to him. Are these symbols mean something? Because they focus on those figures for like 40 seconds.
I can't recall if it I can't think of anything from the top of my head to it, but I'm sure it has to mean something.
There has to be like a symbolism there. And also,
what animals were they?
Yeah, they were an elephant, a lion, and a rhinoceros. And then Gosling puts the horse next to him. I make a lot of notes.
Yeah.
I'm
just looking it up, and I don't.
I'm amazed that I couldn't write in the dark. And I also took the timer. Harrison Ford shows up 1 hour and 46 minutes into the movie.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually didn't find the pacing to be bad at all. I didn't find it slow. I actually, for me, also as something I should mention too. I really did have a bias going into this movie. I have to say, because Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite directors of all time. I think he's better than Nolan. I think he's better than I think he deserves a spot up there with a Scorsese and a Spielberg at this moment, because I every movie he's been has affected me in a different way. So it's just a personal thing. So I think that's why I love Blade Runner 2049 so much. But I was so captivated by the directing and the cinematography by Deakins.
Oh yeah.
There's one shot. There's one shot in particular that I had to I literally raised my hands in the air and I was like, oh my god, I was so in the moment. But there's a shot where it's a transition and you see a whole bunch of lights and stars, and all of a sudden it fades and you turn in and it becomes the city. And it's one of the most breathtaking, overall just most powerful shots I've ever seen in a movie. But
No, for me, the cinematography that I like the most is when Ryan Gosling is walking through the desert,
yeah.
walking to meet Harrison Ford.
That the
I
whole
like how
orange
they
tinge.
focus in all of those statues. And also, I noticed that they wanted to have that R rated because there was the three-way, there was
Yeah.
a lot of blood, there was a lot of naked ladies,
There was
not even in stone, in holograms.
there's even the scene when like I don't remember what character it is, but like Love like just shoots and like it hits the guy in the head. And like it's
Yeah.
graphic. It really is. Like it is. It does deserve its R rating for sure.
And also, I think the other thing that talking about the pacing, because now the second time that I saw it, I noticed that the movie went a little more faster, but
It's
I
still
still
long,
will, I
for
still
sure.
it's very long because like I measure it. There's the scene of Ryan Gosling walking to get to the building and then seeing through the building to get to Harrison Ford. That took 8 minutes.
Oh my goodness. It is.
I measure it.
There is time. It's funny you mentioned that because he does like when he's going through the building. I think he like turns and like goes through like 3 or 4 different rooms before even being in the room that Harrison Ford shows up in.
And the dog.
Yeah, and the dog.
Oh,
I also love that. Do
another-
you notice that like how they homage the original with the owl
Yeah.
with the dog, thinking that is that a replicant as well? I thought that was cool.
And also, I like the Elvis.
Mm.
The Elvis hologram because
That
I'm
whole
a big fan of
scene.
Elvis.
That scene
like-
was awesome.
I would like to see Elvis in a concert. If they do that in like a hologram, I
Yes.
will pay money to see it.
And that's
Because-
something that I thought was so incredible about Blade Runner 2049. I think that like okay, let's have fun for like a few seconds here. Let's imagine
Yeah.
World War III happens and like the world shuts down. I honestly believe like in the future Blade Runner 2049 shows exactly like to the dot some of the stuff that we would see in real life. Especially the Elvis thing, because that whole scene I was thinking like Vegas should take Denis Villeneuve's technology or whatever they did in this movie, make a theater and bring back all these old performances. You know how much money that would make? Like to see Elvis live again or to see
Michael Jackson,
Michael Jackson. Oh my goodness. Like
the Beatles.
yeah, it would be insane. Tupac,
Freddie
right? Like all
Mercury.
the old rappers too. Like you could see so many incredible performances like Nirvana. Imagine seeing like a Nirvana live in Vegas because of the hologram technology. That would be awesome. I'm sure there would be a lot of rights and stuff you would have to get from the families and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I it was such a realistic take on the future, I thought.
Yeah, I think that they made that because also that Frank Sinatra was like, oh my God, like when I was little, when I started to learn English, Frank Sinatra, Elvis, and Tony Braxton, that were like my main artists to hear every single day to start to learn English.
Wow, that's cool.
And so I was like seeing Frank Sinatra and Elvis, I was like, wow, that would have been so cool, like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always say if I would wish to travel in time, also I would like to see Star Wars in 1977 in the Chinese theater. I would like to see an Elvis concert in the 50s.
Yeah.
And also I would like to be in Woodstock just for the
Oh.
curiosity.
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
some
yeah.
drugs, go to the concert, doing the whole thing.
Yeah. Take some acid and go to Woodstock.
Yeah. And so going to the big spoilers,
Mhm.
just to finish the talk,
Mhm.
that Rachel scene.
Oh my goodness.
Holy crap, that's the thing that I put it right here. Great non-Tarkin effect for Rachel. She looked really natural. You didn't notice a
Yeah.
CGI in her.
It looked fantastic. It like spitting image from the original, except for the
It
eyes.
It looked like the actress that portrayed Rachel took the potion from Hocus Pocus, took some children, and made that.
Yeah, it looks so good. Especially, and that's okay. Quickly too. So there's the scene where Harrison Ford is finally talking to Jared Leto. I don't think that was a part of the script. I think that was Harrison Ford sitting in a chair, being like, "Holy fuck, who is this guy? What is wrong with him?" Harrison Ford. I would want to interview him. If I ever interview Harrison Ford, I want to ask, like, what do you think of Jared Leto? Like.
No, I think that Harrison Ford in that scene, he said, "Oh, this is the guy that sent me some used condoms right now, like an hour ago."
Excuse me. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, now it's just sad that, and that's another thing that I hate about Suicide Squad is now every time I see Jared Leto, a part of me just imagines the Joker instead of his character.
No, talking about how Jared Leto goes very method acting.
Yeah.
I want Jared Leto to portray me. I want him to get fat. I want him to do my accent, and I want him to high pitch my voice. He will win an Oscar.
He would.
If he portrays me.
Oh my god! But he does. He everyone gives a incredible performance in this. There was not one that, like we joke about Jared Leto, but he did give a really good performance. Like he was his character. I found.
Like my main question of him is he's a replicant or he's a human using replicant parts? That's a good
question because I don't know.
Like when the assistant kills Rachel, when Harrison Ford says no, she had green eyes. I was like, why they're killing her? I was like, I know that they're not using that effect because it's very expensive.
Yeah.
To that moment, and I was like, they would have get her in like a prison cell or something. And also, I also thinking about money because even though Jared Leto is very rich in his character, hey, you just spend some $1 million to make this exact replica of Rachel and just trash her away in like 3 minutes of her life.
Well,
I'm an accountant, right? I was like, you already lost a lot of money, you asshole.
It's true. I didn't even think about that. It's true, he did. He just wasted, and especially because like that was one of his complaints. He couldn't afford to make all of the replicants. That's why he wanted to find for them to birth themselves. So the fact that he did spend all that money just to get rid of it right away, that's pretty funny.
Now you can notice the second time I watch it, I really get some focus on the movie.
Overall though, I think Blade Runner 2049, did you like it? So what did you like better, the first one or the sequel here?
That's a hard one. Because
did you like the movie more the second time, I guess, than I guess, yeah. Right?
The first time I give it an overrated 5 out of 10.
Okay.
The second time I will give it an 8 out of 10 also because I can say I really like the performances.
Yeah.
I like the directing. I like the cinematography.
So
I like everything. But the movie is really slow.
Yeah.
It takes its time to tell a very basic story because even though my mom, I know that she's not going to see it, I tell her, Mom, the story is about that Ryan Gosling needs to find Harrison Ford, and then he finds out that he's not the son of Harrison Ford, that he has a fake daughter, and Jared Leto wants to kill them all, but at the same time also he wants to start a revolution. That's the whole story.
Yeah. It's a personal story, which is why I think I loved it so much.
That movie is 3 hours long. That was her reply. I was like, no, I'm going to wait for it in Blu-ray. She told me, I'm not going to see it in theaters.
But that's the thing. I would actually say if you are going to see Blade Runner 2049, you should see it in IMAX. See it on the biggest screen you can because the visuals and the sound design were just one of the best I've seen all year.
Oh, yeah. I saw it the first time in a Dolby cinema. Not even the loud sound kept me awake. I was like...
Well, there's a couple scenes that, like... there's a couple scenes I even noticed that... I saw it in IMAX, just like a regular IMAX 2D showing, and the surround sound in my theater actually was it was one of the first times I've actually noticed it because there was a couple scenes where there was just noises going off behind me that were a part of the movie, and I like turned around, but I was like, wait a minute, that's just this, the surround sound. But it was like, it put me into the movie, which I think is another reason why I enjoyed it. But I gave Blade Runner 2049 as of right now, like I'm gonna watch it again, but excuse me, I gave it a 5 out of 5 just because I can't think of a problem with it because like I said, I didn't find it to be like, even though it was long, I was invested throughout the entire movie and I was like on the edge of my seat. Like there was actually a point where like I like put my my elbows on my knees and I just sat there like mesmerized watching the movie.
No, for me, after you said 5 out of 5, we need to make the sound of Chris Tomlin like, oh, when the sunlight plus.
We do. We'll add that next. Well, actually, I'll add it in post. I'll add a sound in.
And so, yeah, like I told you, I still really like the movie the second time around but I already told you my problems, and I'm glad that you gave it a 5 out of 5 because I
liked it better than the first. I'll say that. I did. I like this new one better than the first because I think this movie fixed all the problems I had with the original. Because
another thing, another one of my big questions, did Ryan Gosling die at the end?
I don't know. Personally, I think it would be awesome if he did.
Because this is the other thing that I noticed. You notice that he's receiving the snow.
Yeah.
And then
that was such a beautiful scene, by the way.
Yeah, and then you see Harrison Ford entering to see the daughter, and the daughter is circling snow. And when she turns around, the snow stops. What if that whole sequence of him dying and Harrison Ford meeting the daughter is the daughter creating that environment?
Oh, you're hurting my brain. Yeah, but then...
I was sorry because...
No, yeah.
To keep me awake, I needed to be like really sharply focused.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. You're totally right because she is surrounded by snow. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it again and I'll look for that. I wonder if that would be awesome. Because when you said that, the first thing I thought of is because you know how they said in the documents in the computer that the daughter had died, and you know, I was almost thinking when you said that right away, like, what if they were siblings?
Yeah.
And that was like the connection. And he ended up dying, and that was like their. I don't know. I have to watch it again, but that's a good point. That's a very good point.
And I also thought midpoint through the movie when they said those fake memories, it was like, are the girl and Ryan Gosling twins?
Yeah.
That was like, I thought they were gonna set that up also. But then at the end I was like, no, like she's a girl. And then when they revealed that she was pretending to be a boy and then she was a girl, I was like, well, at least she didn't, at least they didn't do the Pretty Little Liars stuff. That she went from a boy and then cut off her penis to be a woman. So at least they didn't went to the transgender
route. True. But yeah, I like I said, I thought overall Blade Runner 2049 was just. I made a post on, I don't remember, I think I made a post on Twitter, but I said 2013 Gravity, 2014 was Interstellar, 2015 was Mad Max Fury Road, 2016 was what came out last year? That was Silence by Martin Scorsese, and then this year Blade Runner 2049, because all of those movies were movies that I left the theater having like just such an incredible movie going experience. Like those were the ones that I left speechless. Excuse me. But yeah, so I think Blade Runner 2049 is like a movie everyone should go see, especially because, like I said, it's not terrible and it's not a movie that ruined the original. It's a perfect companion piece to it.
For me, I see them as sequel.
It is.
I cannot say which one is better. Because
I do appreciate that it does, for sure. It does just continue the story. So it really is one.
It's a little sad because I remember seeing the spoiler review of John Roca and Perry Nemiroff and Frosty.
Yeah.
And they were like, because that's true, they said they're really setting up a third movie. Because Jared Leto says it, like, and also Robin Wright's character when
Yeah, she
when
was
Love
awesome too.
kills her, they were setting up there's gonna be a Replican revolution.
Yeah.
That will be like the third movie because Harrison Ford is. You can already like pitch the third movie. Harrison Ford is gonna meet the daughter. He's gonna try to protect the daughter because the daughter is gonna be like the catalyst of the revolution.
I don't really think I can't see them actually making a third one though. I don't think they ever will.
Because of the money.
Well, especially because of the money now. But I don't think you could have got Harrison Ford to come back for another one.
No, just give him an extra $10 million and he will do it.
Yeah, but the reason he came back for this one wasn't... I don't think it was because... I mean, sure, the money helps. But he said... And he keeps saying in interviews that the screenplay is what brought him back. Which, the screenplay and the writing in this movie was fantastic as well.
Yeah. I still think they can make like a third one. Or if they don't do it...
Who would you get to direct it?
If it's not Denis Villeneuve.
Because I think he's being in talks to do Dune, which would be incredible.
Yeah, I am agree.
But I'll direct it. I'll do Blade Runner 6034.
I was thinking that because talking about time jumps, because Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 is 35 years later, but 2049 is 30 years. So you can do like Blade Runner 2054, like 5 years later. That would be like exactly like the time frame of talking about time for real for us. But also will be you can see the story 5 years into the war.
Oh yes, that would be awesome. Like already have the revolution already happen, and you're like you get thrown right into it.
Yeah, you can throw into the drama and the repercussions of what happened in the war. And also, before we stop talking about Blade Runner, the first time I saw it, I thought that Harrison Ford was a replicant.
Yeah, what do you think?
But in the second time, when I saw the new one, the first Blade Runner, I was like, he's a replicant. But when I saw the sequel, I was like, wait a minute. If he's a replicant, he has sex with Rachel, and she's a replicant, they had a natural replicant baby. But in the whole movie, they're trying to tell us that the replicant baby is a hybrid. So Harrison Ford needed to be a human to have sex with the replicant to have a hybrid baby.
I think that's what it was.
Confirming that Harrison Ford is a human.
I think I even Ridley Scott to this day comes out and says that he's a replicant. Like that's what Ridley Scott thinks. But I don't agree. I think in the first movie and in this movie, and especially because of the humanity that Harrison Ford performs in this film, I think he was, and that's another thing. Look at if you watch it again, compare the performances of Gosling, who is playing a replicant, and Harrison Ford, because Gosling is very deadpan, very straight, and there is some emotion with Harrison Ford. So I do think that he was a human the whole time.
And he's crying when they kill Rachel.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Ryan Gosling cried.
But that's the other thing for me that is confusing, because a lot of people were still discussing with this sequel. They're not confirming if Harrison Ford is a replicant or not, because you see the assistant crying. You see Ryan Gosling crying. You see even the hologram crying. Like, they can have emotion. And remember that Jared Leto said that his new models can age?
Yeah, the Batista one.
With Batista, that he, in the show film, when he stole that stuff and he protected those women.
Yeah.
Between 2049 in that show, it was like 15 years, I think. 15 or 10 years of time frame.
Yeah, I think so.
So we see Batista already old.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, they're confirming those new replicants that can age. So what if Harrison Ford was a prototype for that model?
Ooh.
And he aged like a natural person, and he thinks he's a natural person, because I noticed it also the second time I watched it, when Jared Leto is speaking with him about memories and humans and the humanity.
Yeah.
He speaks in a very cold way, and Harrison Ford, he's sounding like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't get you.
Huh.
And so that also sets up the question, is he a replicant or not? And that's the other thing that I like from both movies. They make you think.
Yes.
They make you analyze it. But the problem with both of them is they set up a basic story, but they don't keep it paced well. So that's when I made my box office prediction. I was still a little sad because I was making that prediction. I thought it was going to be wrong. I thought that the movie was going to make money.
I wanted it to make money. I really did. I think it should make all the money.
But like I told you, even though I'm a moviegoer and I want to be a film director, but as part of me, I'm a casual movie fan sometimes.
Yeah, of
because
course.
I'm also expecting something that I saw in the trailers. Because those trailers promised me like an action movie
Yeah.
with sci-fi and also to think like in the first one. But no, there wasn't like not even 5% of action in an almost 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
But for me, like I told you, it was okay.
Yeah.
Both movies, really good.
I
will watch them again in the future, but I'm not obsessed with them like a lot of people do.
Yeah, and I think when it comes down to it too, like it's should you see the movie or should you not see the movie? And Blade Runner 2049 is definitely a movie you should just see.
Yeah, but you should see it. If you're a movie goer fan, yes. But if you're a person that you only see like 5 movies
definitely.
a year,
Skip it.
Or 10 movies a year, don't see it.
Yeah, because
they're gonna get mad.
Yeah.
They're gonna
what you should
hurt the
do.
movie.
Just take all of your money, like for the 10 movies a year, and just go see Mother 10 times in a row.
Oh no! No,
That's torture. That's honestly torture.
that's torture.
But yeah, why don't we move on to the next segment here? And that's recaps and rants with Raul Rodriguez. I have to add. I got to get you a theme song for this segment. But we're gonna go through all the television shows of the week. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to see the first 2. Oh, especially Gifted. I really wanted to see that. I just didn't get the chance this week. So what we'll do is, I figured how we can play it this week is do it how we did last week. What I'll do is get you to try to pitch me these shows. Tell me what I should see, and then go through your overall opinions on the things. And I think you're probably going to want to rant when it comes to Inhumans. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, why don't we go right into to Gifted? That's the new X-Men spin-off show.
The Gifted, I can picture in a very easy way. Is season 1 of Heroes? Remember?
Yep.
How we know Noah Bennett that he works to catch the people with powers.
Powers, yeah.
It's exactly the same story.
Oh wow.
But in the X-Men universe, but with a flip. Because first, in Heroes, remember that the only one that had powers was Claire?
Yeah.
And the son was normal. Here, his both sons have powers. And also, you get to know more about the Runaways that are the X-Men. Because the thing that I like from the Gifted is that I really like the characters. Like, there's a Latin guy that he looks a lot like Oscar Isaac.
Oh, cool.
He looks very similar. I was like, that's not Oscar Isaac, but he looks like him. And there's like that Jamie Chung. I forgot in what movie she was on, but she's also a character in the new show.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the thing that hooked me on was the father, because he's exactly like Noah Bennett. He has the mystery. You don't know who he's working for, but they flip his side also in half of the pilot, because he's at the end he says, no, I want to protect my children. And he was also like trying to join with these renegades.
I'm sorry, cause you mentioned Jamie Chung, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize this. She played Blink in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know which character is in this new one.
It's Blink. It's the same character.
Oh, I didn't notice it.
I'm looking at the IMDb, yeah, because it just says she's playing Blink, and I'm like, that sounded familiar, and she is. She's like, she was in the director's cut, the road cut of Days of Future Past.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So the fact that she's in the show is awesome. Like, that's really, really cool that they connected it.
There's a cool moment, it's not even a spoiler, when Jamie Chung
Bryan Singer directed it.
Yeah, Bryan Singer. That's the other thing I wanted to get, because that's the thing that I noticed of why the show was so good. Bryan Singer is the directed the pilot. He's the executive producer, and also he write the pilot.
Wow. So, and for those who don't know, Bryan Singer, he did all the original X-Men movies.
Well, he did X-Men 1 and 2 and
Past.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Do we count Apocalypse as canon?
But
and so, yeah, The Gifted, there was a scene when that Jamie Chung and that guy, that Oscar Isaac guy, they're talking, and then you hear his cell phone, and you can hear the theme of the X-Men animated series. You can hear
that's cool. That's really cool.
And I was like, that's cool. And so I'm not going to tell you more because we're getting into spoilers of the show.
But overall, is it a movie that people should go, or a television show people should start watching?
Yeah, because Heroes was based on X-Men.
Yeah.
So this X-Men show is based on Heroes, but it's also based on X-Men. Mm-hmm. So they're both.
What about, how does it compare against, the Dan Stevens?
Oh, Legion?
Yeah, Legion.
Legion is better.
Okay.
Because Legion is creepier.
Oh, okay.
It's more sci-fi. It's more like... When I see Legion, I was like, I could get high right now and I can still experience it even more. Because that's the thing I like for Legion. I like the colors, the scenes that makes you confused, all of that stuff, the nightmares and everything.
It's very trippy.
Yeah. But Legion is a 10, Gifted is an 8.
Cool.
Even though I have only seen the pilot. But I really like the setup for the show.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it, because it sounds like it's something that I definitely would probably enjoy, because I loved the first season of Heroes especially, so. Mm-hmm. Let's jump right into the next show that we saw, or that you saw, which I'm sure you're not too happy about, but that's Inhumans.
I need to go back to vomit.
Is it really that bad? Like, really that bad?
I don't know, because I have seen people that enjoy the show very little. I only know one person, that Devin on Twitter, that he enjoys it, but he's a very big supporter of Marvel, so maybe he's biased, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, even though I like the Marvel movies, I only saw the first 3 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I quit, and I only have seen Jessica Jones. I haven't seen the other shows.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna see, because you're curious. When you hear about a bad movie, I was like, now I want to see it. And so I was like, I'm gonna see this Inhuman stuff. And so for the first 5 minutes, I was like, what the hell is going on? Because at first, I did the John Snepp comment when I saw his review. Like, they did a lot of the slow-mo with the IMAX stuff. I was like, oh no. And I was like, and then what was that Medusa character with her hair, with her fake-ass weave?
Let me.
Damn. Like, her whole scene with the hair.
Yeah, it's,
I was like...
Medusa is her name.
Yeah, her effects for the hair make the fake effects for Heroes Reborn to look good.
Oh, that's not good.
And you remember how bad the Heroes Reborn effects were?
Yeah.
And I still remember the pain in my heart, because like the Heroes effects in the original show were so good, like almost movie level, and they go to a really bad effects for the Heroes Reborn. I was like, what the fuck happened? And so, going back to the Inhumans, I didn't get interested at all in any of the characters. Not even the Medusa one. That black ball guy that didn't even speak a word.
Yeah, that's his character, though.
Yeah, because they say that if he speaks a word, he can kill a whole planet. I was like, what the fuck?
The comic... Okay, to be fair, the comic books... I have read a bunch of Inhumans comic books. The comic books are really good. Like, the characters and how they're developed and stuff in the actual like comics, I think are... I think it's one of the best stuff Marvel has put out, but it just sucks that the show is boring. It sounds.
No,
it's
very boring. Like, in the first 10 minutes, that's when I started to tweet, I was like, I don't have any scene that haven't engaged me yet. I don't have any character that have engaged me yet, not even good action. There's one of the humans that he looks like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my goodness.
That whole green thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, a Buffy villain has better makeup than this guy. And even I haven't seen Buffy. I have seen some random things on the show, and I was like, wow, Buffy have better makeup.
Well, that sucks.
It's weird. Why can't Marvel, like, get their regular televisions? Like, you said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just because I thought it was dumb. Like, I'm sure it gets better with, like, throughout the seasons. But, like, that's gotten bad reviews. Now this got bad reviews. It's weird that the stuff that is considered in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for TV has been getting, like, poorly received, where, like, the
Daredevil stuff, which is... I think that's going to be, by the way, just as, like, a quick add-on, I think a big twist in Infinity War is going to be Daredevil and all of them appear. And I think they're keeping that a secret.
That would be awesome.
Because could you imagine in the main battle, all of a sudden, like, Spider-Man swinging through New York, and they go through Hell Kitchen, and the Defenders are there, and they're like, hey, you want to help? And they're like, sure.
Oh my goodness, I cannot...
I don't know what. Just imagine Jessica Jones and Doctor Strange.
Oh my goodness.
Getting a kiss.
And Scarlet Witch. They could all be standing around using... Oh my goodness.
No, but... I don't know. Now I ship Jessica Jones and Doctor Strange. I just imagine it. They
that too. Yeah. But Inhumans, yeah. So it's just not worth it.
No.
All right.
Not even that guy that portrayed Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones, and he's a great actor. Because before Game of Thrones, he was in the show Memphis. I don't know if you have seen it. It's a British show.
No, I haven't.
It's an R-rated Heroes.
Oh wow!
It's a mini series. Only was the first 3 seasons. The first 3 seasons in total is like 18 episodes because it's a British show.
Wow, I'll have to watch it.
See it. It's on Hulu, I think, or in Netflix. But Memphis, it's like if you mix in Heroes and American Pie humor with British humor, all in a blender. And with sex and violence and gore.
Oh my goodness, that sounds awesome.
Oh, I saw when I was on, like in the same time as British and BBC. I was like, damn, this is a good show. And then after season 4, I was like, oh, it got really bad. Because even though it's not a spoiler, but a lot of the cast from the show started to leave the show. So they bring new characters and the show like really declined.
Huh.
Like, by season 4, only one of the main leads was still on it. And I was like, no, bye, bitch. Bye, Felicia. After season 4, I didn't keep watching. I was like, bye.
That kind of reminds me of the next show we wanted to go into. Now, I could be wrong. I've never really seen the show, but Once Upon a Time, didn't they just, like, lose a bunch of...
Yes.
Didn't they just lose a bunch of its cast? Like, most of its cast, actually?
Oh, like 60-70% of the cast.
So did this just start up again then, the new season?
Yeah, they did like a reboot.
Okay, that's weird.
But I was like, how they're gonna pull this off? Because I was like, after season 6 and parts of 5, they were really weak, but I still watching because I love my beautiful Regina, portrayed by Lana Parrilla. Like, since the first moment I saw her in season 1, 6 years ago, I was like, I want to marry her. I want to have babies with her. I want everything. because she's
I don't blame you.
damn hot.
Yeah.
And also because I always like those sexy villains. I was like, damn. I was like, yes. And so I was like, how are they gonna pull that off? And so season 7 starts exactly like season 1. It starts with Henry already grown up, and I was like, how are they gonna do the timeline? Because in the original timeline, Henry starts to grow up in the present from 2011 in season 1 to 2016. And so they put out that Henry was getting grown up from 15 to already like a 25-year-old, 28 something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put out he's already grown up, and he went to a different magical realm that the main characters were on, because he noticed there were different sides of the fairy tales. He noticed there was like a French spin of Snow White, a different Cinderella.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, they're opening like the possibilities for new characters, like to portray characters in a different way.
Yeah.
And so you see him already grown up, but he missed Latin Cinderella. And so I was like, okay. And this Latin Cinderella, she's remember that girl in Heroes in season 2 that portrayed that girl that she can kill everyone with the black eyes?
Oh, yes, yeah.
She's Cinderella.
Mm.
And this
Cool.
Cinderella, she's very strong. Like, she can beat someone. She even steals Henry's motorcycle in the fairy tale scene.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then they put out in the present that Henry doesn't remember his past. Doesn't remember Storybrooke. Doesn't remember Emma, his mother. Doesn't remember Regina, his stepmother. Doesn't remember anyone.
Oh.
And then his daughter shows up, and he says, "You're Henry Mills. I'm your daughter, and you're the one that wrote this book." And I was like, okay, they give it a different spin of the Henry scene in season 1.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then she starts to explain that her mother and her and a lot of, she didn't say fairy tale characters, we're living in a neighborhood called Hyperion Heights in Seattle, and we need you to free us, and I need you to get your memories back because I want a father. I was like, okay. It's not like season 1 that he like Emma needed to go to a town to meet his parents and to know the story about the fairy tale characters. Like, this girl wants to bring the memory back from Henry because Henry knows the truth already, but he doesn't know it.
Mm.
And so then we get introduced to this neighborhood, and the new villain is the stepmother of Cinderella, that she wants to destroy everyone. But I was like, how they're gonna spin her, because the stepmother of Cinderella, she was a normal human being. She didn't have any powers. And so they put out that she killed the fairy godmother of Cinderella and stole her wand. So even though they didn't put out in the first episode, because the little girl says there was a curse, and my mother and a lot of people, we can get out of this neighborhood. And I was like, how did you get out? I was like telling to my computer, to the girl, I was like, how did the little kid get out?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're doing the same thing with Henry, because Henry was born in the real world. So maybe they're not telling us that the girl was also born in the real world.
This sounds like really, really interesting.
You haven't even seen Once Upon a Time, right?
No, I've never heard of, I knew that it was like all the different fairy tales and stuff mixed together.
Because the thing with Once Upon a Time is like they mix a lot of stuff from Lost. But they don't go like a really hard sci-fi. They focus a lot in remember those flashback episodes? Like, they focus a lot in the flashback, but also they focus on the present of the actions in the island.
Yeah.
It's like, in Once Upon a Time, they focus on the flashback in the fairy tale world, and that it mimics the present world. Like, in season 1, the present world was the alternate version that in Storybrooke, they don't have any powers. They don't have any magic, and they have to recuperate their memories.
Wow.
And so in this season 7, like Captain Hook, he's a cop, and he's very honest. He's not very shady as Hook. I was like, okay, I like the spin. Regina, after she got her redemption arc, now she's a very very nice person that she's an owner from a bar, but she doesn't know her past. She doesn't know that she's Regina or the evil queen. And Kropotkin, he's a mobster that controls all of that neighborhood. I was like, okay, he's the same role. He's the same character. But now he has a haircut. That was
really,
his spin.
Did they recast a lot of these people then?
No. Or
did they just keep the characters that they had around
still? They bring new characters.
Oh, okay.
But they recast some characters, like Henry is not portrayed by a different actor because he has grown up. And also, that Cinderella is not the same Cinderella from season 1 because this is a different Cinderella.
Yeah. Huh.
And I think I heard that also they're gonna do like different fairy tales because there was a little like a cameo. You can see Tiana in the ballroom scene when Henry and Cinderella start to dance, and I was like, they're saying out the Princess and the Frog, because the girl says, "Oh, I don't want the frog legs. I don't like them," and she has the same dress as Tiana.
Wow, that's really cool. So is it? I guess I'm kind of intrigued. So I maybe will watch an episode of this just to see. But is this something that people should go out and watch every week?
Yeah, but if you see like this new season, they're still gonna give a lot of backstory to the past season. So I would recommend you to see season 1.
Okay.
It's the best season.
Season 1. All right.
Yeah, season 1. Oh, that season, my hair started to rise from my arm because I remember a lot of scenes.
Yeah. Wow.
That season 1 is very dark. It makes you cry really a lot, and it's very romantic at the same time.
That's awesome. I'll have to watch it.
And also, it has a great cast. That guy that portrayed Rumpelstiltskin and Regina are the most interesting characters in the whole show. After the seasons got weaker in season 5 and 6, I still watch them because of those two characters. And right now, with the spin that Regina is not completely good, but she doesn't know her past, that will make it more interesting because in season 1, when they already know their backstories of how they were fairy tale characters, they were also a little bit in their soul of their other character, the one without magic, the other alternate character, the other alternate person. So I was like, how they're gonna do it right now? Because they already have like 3 different personalities. Because like Regina, she has the evil Regina, the good Regina as a mother, and now Regina, the bartender, that she wants to help that community to destroy that evil woman. The stepmother, she's like the Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's like an architect that she wants to make buildings in that neighborhood, and she wants to make it corporate. So she wants to destroy the bar of Regina to make a new building.
Wow.
I really like the setup for the reboot. Like I'm
That's
still
cool.
gonna watch, but the thing that worries me is on Fridays.
Oh.
So I was like, they can cancel it in any moment.
Yeah. Well, what about so yeah? Once Upon a Time, that's awesome. What about the next one? How to Get Away with Murder?
Finally. So, oh my god. I was so worried after the first episode was so weak. But this episode,
saying that?
like, finally, it got the drama that I love so much and the intrigue, because now they set you up to know about I forgot the name of the actor that portrayed the psychiatrist in this new season. He's seen a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies.
I'll take a look.
And then they set up his character that he's a psychiatrist, but he's also hired by someone to I think they're setting up that he's spying on Annalise and the students, because in the flash forward, he's the one that sees Carla Sousa's character, Laurel, when they steal her baby.
Do you know
And
what the name of the psychiatrist is?
Oh, I don't even remember. Let me look it up on the IMDb.
Yeah, there's Billy Brown, Matt McGorry, Conrad Rickmora, Charlie Weber.
Yeah, you have to go like to the specific episode because
I am, yeah.
character.
Let's see.
Let me go in the cast.
Jimmy Smits.
That one. Yeah, that guy from.
Yeah.
the
Oh, he's
prequels.
been in everything. He was. Wasn't he Senator Organa in Star Wars?
Yeah.
And Rogue One.
I was like, that guy from the prequels. I just remember when I saw his photo. I was like, the guy from the prequels.
That's cool.
And so his character was like, okay, because in the final moment, because that's the other thing we have to get away more. You see the present, but then they put out the pieces of the flash forward. You're gonna see the moments from the future and how they're gonna connect with the present. And so that's in every season. And so you see at the end that he sees what happened to Laurel, and that he's calling Annalise. And I was like, Jimmy Smith, is he spying to get rid of the baby? Or he's spying on Annalise to destroy the students? I already had a lot of questions, and finally it got back, because also it got back with the students, with all of their drama and how they need to go back to school after all the drama with Annalise. And finally, this second episode should have been the season premiere.
Uh-huh.
And I'm so worried that the season premiere hurt it, because I heard about the ratings really go down.
Oh, did it?
So I don't know how it went in this second episode.
Yeah.
So, but still, this was a positive compared to the last week's episode.
That's
so
awesome.
Finally, it
So-
come back.
So we'll have to find out next episode to see if it goes back to being bad, or if it stays intriguing.
Intriguing and drama like I like it.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about excuse me, goodness. How to Get Away with Murder? That's good. What about Empire? How's Empire this week?
Oh, I like in the way that they're setting up Demi Moore's character, because Demi Moore, she's like in love with Lucius, but at the same time you don't know if she's working for the Dubois. The Dubois is like the family that wants to destroy the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
The Dubois is led by the wife from the Cosby Show.
Oh yeah.
I forgot her name.
I don't remember. I can look at IMDb.
I think it's Patricia Newton or something like that. Something Newton. I don't remember.
Cosby Show. The wife.
Yeah, the wife.
Felicia Rashad.
That one. I don't know why I said Newton.
Yeah, Felicia. She was also in Creed.
Oh yeah, she was the mother of the kid, of Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Mary Ann Creed.
Yeah, and so they also, the thing that I liked, that Precious was a heavy Precious episode. They put out a lot of her character in this episode, and also I like her. They're setting up her like she's gonna have a more bigger storyline, because she's not more involved with the Lions. But I think I have a bad feeling they're gonna kill her off in this season, because I think that she's gonna discover that Hakeem is working with the Dubois. And I think they're setting up that they're gonna kill Precious in this season. That's one of my predictions.
Oh my goodness, Exhibit is in the show?
I don't know who he is.
Exhibit? Yeah, he's a rapper. He plays Shine.
Oh.
He's like such a great rap. He's awesome. He's a classic.
Oh, he's one of the bad guys.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with his music, well, lots of it. I was looking the next episode. Let's see. I want to confirm here. It looks like. Oh, never mind. I thought the Asian dude from Rogue One was in it, but it looks like a different guy. But yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, like Empire was like, okay, they're getting the group back, like, because also the thing that I didn't like for season 3, even though I really like the drama, season 3 focused more on the drama instead of the original songs. The original songs were a little weak compared to the season 1 and 2. And in season 4, I really liked the new songs. I was like, they're getting the group back.
I think out of any show that you've mentioned so far, like, this is, I think, the one that I'm gonna like the most.
Oh yes, it's like Glee, but with original songs with heavy drama, with Shakespeare, and for me, has a lot of soap operas from Mexico. A lot of like dark,
Wow,
gritty
that's cool.
soap opera moments.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I like from Empire. And also Terrence Howard as Lucius Lyon. Right now he's a little weak because he has amnesia, so you don't see the meaty Lucius Lyon like trying to destroy everyone, even his sons.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the duality of right now because he doesn't want to remember the violent person that he was.
Oh.
And also that guy from Rogue One, the Saw Gerrera, like, save the dream.
Oh shoot, Whitaker.
Whitaker, he guest stars in this episode.
Oh, awesome.
And he's one of the allies from Lucius from his past. And I really liked his moment when he starts to remember because Lucius, it's not a big spoiler, they put it up in the first episode of season 1. He was a gangster before he went to make his record label. And so they put out the first week, oh, I remember when I was helping you, and then we got some smug that he didn't want to pay us, and we put him in what do you call it? That part of the car, in the back.
Trunk?
And a trunk. And like we wanted to kill him and we wanted to scare him, and then Lucius was, I don't want to remember anything. Like he was to avoid violent memories. I was like, okay.
Wow.
And then there's a Forrest Whitaker and Cookie moment that were singing in the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, why Forrest Whitaker show up here but he didn't show up in Rogue One?
Yeah. That sounds awesome. I love the show. Sounds so cool.
And even Forrest Whitaker sing in this episode. I was like, okay, I didn't know he could sing.
Yeah, I didn't know he could either.
But he sang fine.
So is this something I guess you would recommend for this week to catch up, or so if you watch Empire, should you start at the very beginning, or could you start like next week?
No, you can't. Empire is like even though I already have told you so much about the episode, like you can quickly catch on.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of beautiful moments.
And like development.
In season 1, the development of the characters.
Wow.
And so that's like I always talk with my friend in Mexico. I remember when I got sick last year, and she told me, let's get to another subject because we were talking about bad stuff, and she told me, tell me about season 3 of Empire because I didn't saw it. And I told her the whole thing, and she was like, oh my god, because she loves how I recap the show.
It's true. Well, when you recapped Pretty Little Liars, that was great.
Oh, and I skipped the great moments. I only went to the bad ones.
But yeah, okay, so Empire is great. Now, what about so we venture off, and Adam, he has a school project and it backfires or something. Why don't we talk about the Goldbergs?
Oh, the Goldbergs. It was a good episode, a very standard episode. I really, even though I like the references of a show that I had never watched, Hogan's Heroes, but I really like how I have a feeling that also they're setting up they're gonna kill the grandfather in this season because the grandfather throughout the whole show, there's a lot of, when you hear Patton Oswalt's narration, between season 4 and now, it's getting a little more deeper when he's talking about the grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this episode, when they focus on that, he's talking about his war memories, but the grandfather, he never went to the real battles. He was more like a person of service, that he was helping the other persons of the army.
Oh.
And so he tell false memories from the Hogan's Heroes TV show. And so his teacher, because the other thing with Adam, he doesn't like to do homework. He likes to make short films to get out from homework. And so he made that short film about the war for his history teacher to get out from an essay. But the teacher says, hey, that's a scene from Hogan's Heroes, and you're plagiarized that show. And then they show up the comparison to the show and the short film.
Mm-hmm.
And still Adam wants to trust his grandfather, and so Adam at the end, he's like, I know that my grandfather did something wrong, but he's very good. Like, I will always trust my grandfather. And then the narration says, I will always love how me and my grandfather always did a lot of stuff. He always supported me. And this was the first time they put out the real grandfather at the end of the episode. The real grandfather from the producer. I was like,
oh wow.
And I was like, oh my God, they're setting it up. They're gonna kill him this season. I was like, they're gonna kill him.
Oh wow.
And also because the actor that portrays him is already getting real old.
I see.
and so I was like, no, they're setting it up. I think they're gonna kill him by mid-season or by the season finale next year.
And so, like you said, it was just a very typical episode of the Goldbergs. Would you recommend?
Yeah, that's the thing with the Goldbergs. Like I told you, that
earlier,
you can see it from any episode because it's a very easy story to follow. It's a regular sitcom.
Yeah,
you don't need to see it from season 1.
Which is cool. I like when shows. I like when you could do that. Just put on a show. You don't even matter what episode you're watching. It's kind of like a Family Guy, right? Where you could just watch it and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So the Goldbergs. What about the season premiere of The Middle?
Oh, I'm so sad that it's gonna end because The Middle is a very, very underrated show. I always have heard that the show, not a lot of people watch it, even though it has ratings.
I've never even heard of it until you mentioned it last.
The Middle, I haven't seen it since the beginning, since the pilot, because The Middle and Modern Family, they premiered at the same time.
Oh, yeah, 2009.
Yep. And so I remember first Modern Family I saw it from the pilot, but The Middle, I remember downloading like the first 10 episodes because I didn't know about it, because I wanted to see it because of Deborah from Everybody Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton. And so The Middle is a very basic story. You don't need to see the whole show from the beginning, even though like this season they're focusing on the last 2 seasons because they're already like closing the storylines, because also especially because this is the last season, because one of the teams from the season premiere, I forgot her name and I have seen the whole show.
Which one? Sorry.
The main girl.
Frankie,
Sue.
Mike, Axel, Sue, Brick.
Sue Brick. Okay, Sue. Sue always had a romance with the neighbor kid, but they never got together because Axel and the neighbor, they were always best friends. And so Sue never wanted to ruin their friendship. By season 7, they went to different colleges, so they were never friends again, like always.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sue had an opportunity to go with him, but she at those season 7 and 8, she had different boyfriends, and she could never like to be with him.
Yeah.
It was very random, and I really like the cuteness of the relationship because they can never get together, because it was like they have a lot of like they cannot because of destiny. And so in season 8, one of the last episodes, he always throughout the whole show, Troy, he was always the one that show up when she didn't have a date. He always was the one that show up when she didn't have a date for the prom or any dance. And so when she learned that she had a big horrible breakup and she wanted to cheat her on, and he shows up with like a snow globe, and she was not there. She was there, but then she says something about her new boyfriend, and she was like, oh no, that's okay. I thought that you needed help for like to go for like another dance I heard of. I was like, no, so sorry, like I already have a date. And he's always throughout the whole show dressed in a tux, and then she closed the door and he shows in from a bag a snow globe, and you can notice, even though you cannot see like a tear, but he sees a snow globe and he puts it on the trash. And I was like, oh my God, why? I was like, why? And then in this new season, she finds a snow globe on the trash, and I was like, oh, this is a very beautiful snuggle. She doesn't know
Yeah.
that he's from the neighbor, and I just forgot his name. And so, and then the mom, Patricia Heaton, she's heard that she needs to. There's gonna be like a time capsule for the town, and she wants to grab something from the family to remember. They remember the hex, and so at the end they didn't pick anything because there was the drama that Break needed to broke up with his only girlfriend. Break is very awkward. He's like,
I'm looking it up here. Did you see the 2007 TV movie of The Middle?
No.
I didn't realize it was because it doesn't look like any of the other people are in it, but he's in it. Atticus Schaefer.
Yeah, I think they are the same writers also.
I think so. Let's just double check here. Yeah, I didn't know they did a TV. Yeah, right, Elaine. It is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same producers too.
Yeah, and so at the end of the episode, the snow globe was in the box that Frankie shows Patricia Heaton, and because no one shows at the end, the snow globe stay in the box, and Brick answers the door to the neighbor and said, "I heard that Axel was back, but I wanted also to catch up with Sue. I wanted to tell her something. But also I come here because my mother told me that I could do your box to the time capsule stuff." And I was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry." And so Brick grabs the box with the snow globe and closes it. I was like, "Here you go." And I was like, he's gonna open the box. He's gonna remember. He didn't open the box, and that's the end of the episode. We're like, wow.
Oh.
They're gonna drag this romance until the finale. I know it.
Yeah. So that's cool. It sounds like another show that I almost, since it's ending, it's almost one of those shows that would be a good marathon once it's over, to sit down and watch the development of the family.
It has a lot of heart. It's very funny. It's like Malcolm in the middle, but less raunchy.
Oh, okay, cool.
I really like it. It's like Everybody Loves Raymond, but without the Italian family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, it's Everybody Loves Raymond, Malcolm in the middle, without the raunchiness of the Italian.
Huh. Now, what about we can move on. You said so. It's funny that The Middle and Modern Family both premiered at the same time. What was this episode about?
The Manny was his first day in college.
Oh, wow.
He didn't wanted to make his first day to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
So they made like the perfect goodbye to Gloria and Al Bundy. I always forget his name in the show.
Ed O'Neill. Or
Ed
Jay.
O'Neill. I always call him Al Bundy because he's Married with Children. I grew up watching Married with Children. And so they put out that they did like the perfect goodbye, but he forgot his white nose machine. And I was like, oh man, he's always so pretentious, and he always has those random stuff. I was like, at least I don't have a white nose machine, so I'm happy with that. That's not a similarity that I share with him.
He does. I'm looking at his picture. He totally does look like a younger version of you.
Yeah, and so at the end of the episode, the little brother, he's the one that finds the remote for Jay.
Luke.
Not
Luke.
Always gets the coupons and does the bag for Gloria and a lot of different stuff like the socks and everything. And then the kid says, "Why you did that? Who did this?" I was like, "Oh man, he asked me to because he was always the one that did all those stuff. So because he went to college, he told me that I'm now the man, not like the man of the house. I have to take care of you." And so I was like, holy crap, that's also like me. I always do a lot of random stuff that my parents didn't notice, like to get them to go to bed by the day.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
I can relate that too.
Oh man, I was like, I love you, but I hate you so much because we're so similar. I was like, and so a really good episode. Also, they focus also. There was the storyline with the. I always call her the slutty one.
Oh,
from Ty Burrell, the slutty daughter,
goodness,
Alex.
Alec, yeah.
And they put out that she was working in the club with the dumb kid, and I always forget his name also. And then at the end she wanted to work with a lady that she was a gold digger, but at the end she stayed working in the place. And then they set up the character, the kid that I really like. That she got a breast operation. I forgot her name also.
Okay, so there's Haley, Alex, Luke.
Alex is the one with the operation.
She
Haley
was
is the
yeah.
slutty
So
one.
Haley was like the sluttier one. Alex is like the book smart.
Yeah, book smart, and the other one is the dumb one.
Cool. I want to watch. Like I said, I've seen like the first season 9. So I think I've seen the first 7 seasons of Modern Family. Like I watched them a while back. I like them a lot. I love the characters. I feel like the show has just continued on being how it is. You know, it's one of those. It's kind of like the Goldbergs for me, where it's something you can just put on and watch and enjoy.
And also, forgive me, Internet. I watch like 10, 15 TV shows a week. I cannot learn the whole characters' names of the actors.
Well, that's true too. Like, it's almost near impossible. And I don't. Also, for people that also don't know, I don't know these names either. I just have the IMDb. I'm not that smart. But okay, what's one of the next shows that you?
I watched the new episode of The Good Place. I cannot spoil you because it depends on season 1.
Okay.
But it was
This
a
is
great
the
episode.
that really cool one you were telling me about with Kirsten Bell, right?
Yeah, and Ted Danson.
Yeah. Yeah, this sounds.
Yeah.
So it's just. I mean, if you can't really get into spoilers, overall, it was a good episode.
Yeah, because from minute 1, the setup of the episode is a spoiler of season 1. I cannot even get into the synopsis of the episode.
Huh.
Because I really like the flip that they did for the season 1 finale and for season 2.
Yeah.
And the other show that I watched was the first 2 episodes of the new season of Star.
Oh yeah, how's that? I've never actually heard of this, so.
Star is like a Pretty Little Liars version of Empire.
A trio of women form a musical group in Atlanta. Oh, it stars.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah. Queen
Latifah, she's great. That's why I keep watching the show, because Star resembles a lot of soap opera that I like.
Oh, Benjamin Bratt's in it too.
Yeah, they resemble one of my favorite soap operas is called Teresa. Teresa. In Teresa, the story is about a woman that she's from a very poor situation, but she gets really smart and she betrays a lot of men to at the end to get money. But Teresa doesn't sleep with them. She plays with them to romance, but she never sleeps with them. So Star is like a mixture of Teresa and also Ruby. They're different characters, but they're written by the same writer in Mexico, Yolanda Vargas O'Shea, in the 50s. And so Ruby is the same thing. She's poor, but she's very beautiful, but she's not smart.
Ruby.
She uses her beautifulness to hump everyone that has money to have the money at the end. So even though they're similar characters, but they're very different. One, she's a slut, that's Ruby, and Teresa, she's a gold digger, but
Ruby is
without the sex.
And Ruby's Barbara Mori.
Yeah, Barbara Mori. Yeah.
And Teresa is Angelique Boyer.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
These actually look really good.
Oh, both soap operas, I think they're on Netflix still.
Cool. I'll have to watch. I'll put them on my list for sure. But Star, so yeah, overall, it's is this something that you'd really recommend?
Star it's pretty good. Like, Queen Latifah is great. They granted the show to be like a greedy street version of Empire.
Is it the
Empire,
same?
They all have money.
Is it the same studio?
Yeah, the same studio, same producer.
Oh, Lee Daniels,
produced both of them. Also, it's the same universe as Empire.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Because Cookie has a cameo in episode 1 of season 2. And in this second episode, Jamal has a cameo also, and I was like, "Oh, they're setting up the Empire television universe."
That's awesome. Maybe I'll put it on my watch list too. I feel like I'll have to watch it when I watch Empire. Like watch them all together.
See Empire first.
Oh yeah.
Star is a good show because the thing that I like from Star, that's the thing that it filled me the void of season 3 of getting weak with the original songs.
Mm-hmm.
Star, the original songs of season 1, they were like, damn, they were great. And so that's the thing that that's the thing that I keep watching Star because of the parallels between Teresa and Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
But also I like the original songs, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna still watch the Star.
And then what about, let's move on to The Big Bang Theory. How was the episode this week?
Very standard, very weak. You can notice right now they're not giving their best. Like,
yeah, it's becoming a chore.
Yeah, it's getting really, really dragging. I was like, oh. And also because I learned that maybe this is gonna be like the last season. There's a rumor because of the contracts.
Oh.
Because they renew them for 2 more years, like this year and the next one. But I heard from the writers they have a lot of difficulties because the setup for the last season was gonna be last season. They wanted season 10 to be the last one.
Oh,
but
in the studio
wanted more seasons, they're like trying to stretch the storylines.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a shame. I bet it has a huge fan base, right? So I'm sure the studio definitely wants to push out as many seasons as they possibly can.
Yeah, like I told you, I still watch it because of Shani, Sheldon and Amy,
which is awesome.
Yeah, and so it was a very standard episode, not very funny, but I still was like, meh, it was okay.
What about, let's see, the next one, I guess the last one that I have written down here is Will and Grace. That was just the new series that just started up again, right?
Yeah, the reboot.
Mm-hmm.
The second episode was really funny because they focus on Will and Jack being already too old to be at the dating scene.
Yeah.
And I like that dynamic, especially for the gay dynamic, for them to date in that age. Because Will, he's getting attention because a lot of the men that wants to be with Will, it was like they like the old vibe of him, but he also wants to be young. And with Jack, they notice, oh no, dude, like you're already too old. And Jack doesn't want to feel old. And I like that dynamic between both of them. Even though I haven't seen the whole Will and Grace, the first series, the first 8 seasons, but I noticed when I watch a lot of random episodes, they're trying to set up that Will and Jack, they were gonna be together at the end. And in this episode, they started to start talking, both of them, and they were like, "Oh, I think that at the end we could like function each other very well together." And I was like, and they start to look at each other. I was like, "Nah," and they started laughing. I was like, "Are they trying to set up Will and Jack again?"
Yeah, I've never actually seen the original, or I don't really know what it's really about. But it just to me seems like it's a typical.
It's a typical sitcom, but it focuses on the gay. It's a gay
cool.
sitcom. So it's a good show.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if you had to pick one this week for people to see, would it be Gifted, How to Get Away with Murder, Empire, The Middle? Well, what's the one that people should run out and watch right away?
The Gifted in The Middle. Because The Middle needs some rating for the left.
Okay, we'll do that. The Monday show for The Middle campaign. We'll have to get everyone to watch it.
I'm gonna miss the show so much because I was like, I'm not ready to say goodbye to Frankie and Angelica and Sue and the father. Because the thing from the father, because the first season he was like, oh, I'm very grumpy and I don't talk to anyone. I'm very silent. And these seasons right now, he has to have a lot of heart. He's already like, he's spoken a little more. He has more heart. And him and Frankie, that's the other thing with the show. a very big mystery throughout the whole 8 seasons. I don't know if the fans have noticed. Between the 9 seasons, Frankie and his husband have never got like not even like, oh, we're gonna hook up, or like, oh, we're gonna kiss, or like, oh, we're gonna have sex. They never, never. Like the only like they kiss like in an episode, I think in season 5 or season 6. I don't know if it's something between the actors. I don't know if it's the way they're written, the characters.
Yeah.
But they have never focused on that. They love each other, even though sometimes they hate each other, but how different they are.
Yeah.
But they still love each other because of their family.
Which is awesome.
It's very awesome, but they never have like to set up like, hey, you're wearing like a sexy dress or
Yeah, that's
something.
weird.
Like, oh, we're gonna sleep together, or we're gonna have like the annual sex or something. They have never. I think they're gonna set that up for the series finale. I think they're gonna have finally like a. They're not gonna show it because it's a PG.
Could you imagine
but
full on porno at the end? Surprise all the old people watching at home.
Oh, that would be a cool setup because they always wanted to get rid of all of the children because they don't have a lot of money. That would be cool. At the end, they all went to college and they get to have sex, and then Frankie says, "Oh, I'm pregnant again," and then that's the finale.
No, that's awesome. I'm definitely gonna watch. Actually, I have intentions to probably try to watch all of these shows at one point because they all sound, except for Inhumans. I'll skip that.
Like for me, with the middle, I'm a mix of Axel and Sue because I'm very awkward like Sue, but I have a lot of heart like Sue. But also, I'm very like, I want to be the center of attention like Axel, and I have like a very popular vibe. I can talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Like Axel.
Of course, yeah.
But also I have a lot of heart like Axel, and so that's the thing that I always get between those two of them. And so that's the thing I like from the male, and I always understand Frankie because even though my mother, she's not exactly like Frankie, but I can see a lot of things from my mom in Frankie. That's the thing that I like also.
That's awesome.
And even though my father speaks like 10,000 more words than the father in the middle.
Yeah.
But the first years of my life, my father was very quiet. So when the first season of the middle, the father and my father were very equally.
That's cool.
So
yeah. Well, why don't we move on to the last segment then, which is quite awesome for you, but I sucked at it. Let's go into the box office of this weekend. Blade Runner, you hit it right on the nail.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Didn't I tell you? I told you a long time ago. And then when I told you what happened, exactly what just happened.
I think you have a superpower. It's because so the official I'm on Box Office Mojo right now. The official updated top 5 was Blade Runner 2049 at 32,750,000, and it has a budget of 150 million. So that's pretty rough.
Without marketing.
Well, yes. Then in number 2, The Mountain Between Us, making a $10 million weekend at a budget of 35.
That I'm surprised. I thought that money was gonna make like not even 1 million.
I thought it was gonna make Flatliners money. Number 3, you have It, making $9 million. I just want to read this to everyone. This is insane, right? It had a budget of $35 million. It's the same as Mountain Between Us. Okay. Its total gross is $305,243,478, and it's in its 5th week.
Domestically, right?
It just says total gross here on. Let me just double check.
Because I hear that worldwide is already past the 500.
Yeah, sorry.
Mark.
Worldwide is 604 million. So 305 million is domestic, which is insane. Like that's so good for it. It made the exact it's funny. Number 4 and 5. So the next two movies, My Little Pony made $8,800,000 with an unknown budget, and then Kingsman rounded up the top 5 at $8 million with $104 million budget. But so far, it's made $253 million worldwide. So it's made its money. It's definitely made its money back. Which is good.
I want a Kingsman 3.
I do too. I want them to round out the trilogy for sure. But yeah, your predictions were Blade Runner 2049 at 35. You had It at 13, which is still pretty close to what it made. My Little Pony at 12. Kingsman 2 at 10. And we both had American Assassin on our lists at number 5. And American Assassin came in on 11th. And it made...
No, it was American Made.
Oh, did you? Oh, American Made, is that what it was? American Made came 6th then at 8. I must have wrote it down wrong then. American Made. Yeah, that sounds right. At 9.
Yeah, because American Assassin didn't make a lot of money.
No. Yeah. American Made made $8 million with a $50 million budget, but it's grossed 98, so it's almost doubled its production budget. But next week, I'm curious about next week because I don't think it's going to be another big year, like a big week for box office. The weekly watch list for next week or for the next episode is you have Marshall, which is the movie we were talking about earlier, with Chadwick Boseman. You have The Foreigner opening up, which is the awesome Jackie Chan Taken movie.
Ooh, I want to see that one.
And then the one I'm going to see, I want to see actually all of these, but the one I'm going to go see first is Happy Death Day.
Yeah. That looks like my kind of movie.
Which is like, yeah, it's like Groundhog's Day and Edge of Tomorrow, but with slasher killers and horror.
And comedy.
And comedy, yeah. What do you think? Let's write down our predictions of this week's. This is hard, I think, because I'm gonna put Blade Runner 2049. I'm gonna make it number 1. I don't think it's going to make the 32 again. I'm gonna say Blade Runner at 20. No, 15. I think Blade Runner is gonna make about 15, so about half of what it made. Which is gonna suck. Blade Runner at 15. Let's do Happy... Oh, wait, no. Happy Death Day, I think, is gonna make, like, 30. I think.
That's a bold prediction.
I just know how horror movies have been lately.
That's true.
And Happy Death Day at 30, I think, is, like, it's not... Like, it's the same amount that pretty much Blade Runner made, and I feel like with how horror movies have been and with it, people are going to go out and see it. So I put Happy Death Day at 30, Blade Runner at 15. Oh, this is difficult. My number 5th spot, I'm gonna put It. It's gonna make like 3 million.
Yeah, Warner Bros. Is not gonna take it like after Halloween.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be, I think, box office till at least November. I feel.
I just Warner Bros. Say, see, the most Christmas horror movie of all time in Christmas before Star Wars.
And talking about Star Wars quickly, the Star Wars Episode 8 trailer comes out tonight, and I'm gonna do a reaction to it. It's gonna be cool. I'll post it later.
Yes. Oh, I don't know about football, but can you send me like a text or something, because I want to know about the trailer also.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
I want to be on Fandango already to buy my tickets.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna try, Troy. I'm gonna buy it for the Chinese theater. I'm gonna pay money to see in the Chinese theater.
Yeah, that's gonna be incredible.
My second time will be Movie Pass.
What we'll do is we'll have to try to get you a premiere to Star Wars.
Oh.
And you could do a video for it.
You would need to buy me some diapers because I'm gonna pee myself for the whole premiere.
Okay, so what would be your predictions? I'm still kind of thinking of mine.
number one is gonna be Happy Death Day with 22.
Okay. Happy Death Day 22.
Number two is gonna be is Marshall, and the other one is
The Foreigner.
oh, but the foreigner that I don't know. It's gonna be nationwide or only a few cities.
No, it's let me just. I think it's wide.
Oh, well. Number
Let's
two
see.
is gonna be Blade Runner with 18 minutes.
Blade Runner at 18.
It's gonna drop, but I hope that not a big drop. That's why I'm predicting like 18. I hope I'm wrong. And so, number three is gonna be Marshall
3 Marshall.
with 15.
15. Okay.
And number four is gonna be The Foreigner with 12. I have a feeling that
12.
not a lot of people are gonna watch.
And then rounding off, are you gonna throw it?
Number five. There's another movie that I'm forgetting.
Marshall, The Foreigner, Blade Runner, Mountain Between Us, Little Pony, Kingsman 2, Ninjago.
No, number five. Number five is gonna be. That's a good one. I think it's gonna be The Mountain Between Us. I think that's still it's gonna be number five with I know it made 10 million right this week.
Yeah, 10.
No, it's gonna drop. So number five is gonna be it's gonna be it.
With
7 million.
7. Yeah, I think my final will be Happy Death Day at 30. So I'll go a little bit more than you. I'll do Blade Runner a little less at 15. Marshall at, I'm going to say 10. It at 6.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit less, 6. And then I'll end it with The Foreigner at 5. There we go.
Yeah, I hope that people see Marshall because Marshall is a good movie that has a message, and also talking about this year that movies that have messages like talking about racial issues and everything like Get Out. I have a feeling that Marshall, because it's on a drama specter, I hope that more people see it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna try to watch all of them.
For sure though, next week. I don't know what's gonna be the main focus next week. We should probably do Happy Death Day for sure, and The Foreigner.
Yeah, because The Foreigner, I have avoided through today. I haven't even seen a trailer for that.
Awesome.
For that
Okay.
movie.
So then, we'll do The Foreigner and Happy Death Day for sure. And I'm gonna try. I'll put those on priority, and I'll try to see Marshall. But I might have to see Marshall when it comes out on VOD or on cheap day.
We're closer to the big events on October. October 27th. Both Stranger Things and Jigsaw. I will be like, yeah!
Well, we're coming up. We're coming up to. I don't know. I want to discuss it, but I want to do from the 23rd to the 27th of this month. I want to do a Halloween week for the Monday show. Instead of just on the Monday, so we'll come up with some content and stuff, and we'll post it for that week because I'm really excited for all the big Halloween. Like, we have to do like a huge discussion on Jigsaw and.
Oh yeah, we're gonna overanalyze it.
We are, yeah, but
and also even though we're recording, but my friend Billy finally is finishing Gravity Falls.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Be on.
And also, I'll put this on record, so if he's listening, we're going to be recording our Gravity Falls series review, and we're going to get Billy to come on and be on that episode.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day, so we should get him, and if you're listening, you're going to... And I think his bio says he'll be on any podcast, so...
Yeah, he will be in any podcast. It's also like me. I can be in
me too. feel free to have
But
the Monday
now-
show on
but
as a
now-
guest.
But now I'm on a host right now, so you have to book me.
yeah, right, yeah. $5.
Oh no, I was asking for like a Hollywood bag with some iPhones and some Android ads. Now it's pure life.
But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for the 4th episode of the Monday Show. You can find me at Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Just look up my name, Troy Loxton. That's me. Raul, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Raul Beto RDC, also Raul Rodriguez on Facebook. And also, I forgot to plug in the last 3 episodes. Go and watch the Top Channel.
Yes,
You can find
please.
You watch all of the different content. We have fan fiction. We with a lot of guests. We had Jay Washington, Lon, Billy Business, Sasha Perraver.
Oh,
You can
man.
watch the whole different episodes. There's also our championship that we had live in Philadelphia. I also had a brief round in that episode, and so also watch Upshape Channel. And so I'm a producer of that show. I contribute by Patreon.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
one of my friends from Tom and Kimber. And support the Top Channel and the Upshape Channel.
Do it, yeah.
And,
The
And that's
content
it,
that they've
and
been
I'll-
putting out is fantastic. Like it's
and you're a first listener of this episode. Go and watch the other episodes and support us
Yeah.
for the manager for next week.
And if there's any movies or anything that you want us to talk about, put that in the comments. We don't really have a set schedule for this podcast, so let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll definitely we'll plan it.
Oh, and also we need to put out on Reddit the link and everything
Yeah.
when we do the Gravity Falls episode, because that Gravity Falls Reddit is very active still.
Also-
I always see that Gravity Falls Reddit every day.
Also, like, I'll tease it, and this will be the last thing before I end this podcast, but I'll tease it. But the reason that we haven't recorded the Gravity Falls podcast yet is because I might be trying to get some special guests on that show. So, my name's Troy, as always. That's Raul. We'll see you next week.